This book is called The Wild Woods. What's woods? Woods is a forest with lots of trees. That is the woods, okay? Lots of trees. And wild is outside. So wild is animals, it's trees, plants, nature, not people. Wild is not people, not houses, not buildings. It's outside in nature. Okay? All right. So, this is Jess. Okay, this is Jess, and this is Jess's granddad. See? Her granddad. All right? So, Jess and her granddad saw a squirrel one day. This is a squirrel. They saw a squirrel one day down by the wild woods. Okay? I'd like to take him home, Jess said. She wants to take the squirrel as a pet. A pet, like a dog or a cat, a pet. All right? You can't keep a squirrel. You can't keep a squirrel, cried Granddad. They're too wild. They're wild. They're in nature. Squirrels don't live in houses. Squirrels live in the wild. Okay, so you can't keep a squirrel. They're too wild. Jess climbed over the fence. She climbed over the fence to follow the squirrel. She's following the squirrel, okay? Don't worry, Granddad. Don't worry, said Jess. I'll take care of him. Take care of him is give him food, give him water, give him, I don't know, a bed. Take care of him, okay? But Jess, called Granddad, look, he's climbing over the fence too, but it's hard for Granddad. It's not easy. It's hard. Okay, it's hard for Granddad. But Jess, you can't keep a squirrel. What are you going to feed him? What food are you going to give the squirrel? What food? What are you going to feed him? Look, Jess followed the squirrel. She was following the squirrel. Wow, look at that. That's beautiful. So this is a river. River. Okay, with lots of water, rocks, and some trees. And Jess is crossing the river. Jess is crossing the river. She's stepping on the rocks because she doesn't want to get wet. She doesn't want to get water in her boots or on her pants. She doesn't want to get wet, okay? She's following the squirrel. All right. He likes our sandwiches, Jess said. Look, the squirrel was eating a sandwich. Pretty good, huh? The squirrel liked the sandwich. Granddad also is crossing the river, but it is hard for Granddad because he's old. Jess is young. She's like, I don't know, 7, 8 years old. Granddad is old. He's like 60, 65 maybe. Okay? So, it's hard for Granddad to cross the river. All right? This is his walking stick. He put his walking stick on the rock. All right. Wow, look at that. So Jess sat down and she gave a sandwich to the squirrel. Uh-oh. Looks like Granddad got wet. So he got wet. He stepped in the river. He slipped and he got wet. This is his sock. his sock is really wet. So he wringed out his sock. Okay? His shoe got wet, his sock got wet. But Jess, come back, shouted Granddad. You can't keep a squirrel. Where's he going to sleep? Where's the squirrel gonna sleep? Wow, look. So Jess walked on this tree. This tree fell down. It fell down, and Jess walked on top. Okay? On top. And the squirrel did too. So, where's he gonna sleep? I'll make him a bed in my room, Jess said. So Jess's room has Jess's bed, but she'll make the squirrel a different bed. Jess can make a different bed for the squirrel in her room, okay, where Jess sleeps. Look, Granddad is not walking. He did not walk on the tree. Jess walked on the tree. Granddad crawled on the tree. That's what babies do. Babies crawl. Granddad crawled on the tree because he was scared he didn't want to fall. He didn't want to fall. Okay. Now, Jess climbed up and she followed the squirrel. Look, Granddad stepped in the mud. He stepped in the mud. Yuck. Hurry up, Granddad. Faster. Hurry up, said Jess. Come and see. I think I found a waterfall. A waterfall is where the water falls. Where the water falls. Okay? Jess found a waterfall. Look, this is a waterfall. Wow. That's beautiful. The water falls down. A waterfall. Wow. Waterfalls are beautiful. And they're loud. They make a lot of noise. But they're beautiful. Granddad got tired. He got tired because he is old. And Jess, Jess sat down with the squirrel. They sat down to look at the waterfall. To look at the waterfall. All right? Jess, you can't really keep a squirrel, whispered Jess. You can't really keep a squirrel, whispered Granddad. I know, said Jess. He belongs to the wild. He belongs to the wild. This means he lives in the wild. He doesn't live with Jess. Jess doesn't own the squirrel. Jess can't say, oh, he's my squirrel, mine. No. The squirrel belongs to the wild. Outside. In a house? No, not in a house. Outside. Okay, in the woods or the forest. All right. I love being in the wild, Jess said. Can we come back tomorrow? Jess wants to come tomorrow. Okay. Well, okay, Granddad sighed. Well, okay, sighed is okay. If we really have to. Good, Jess said, because, look, they walked a little more, because one of those ducks might need taking care of. So Jess said, maybe the duck needs a house, or needs food, or needs a bed. One of those ducks might need taking care of. And look at Granddad. He's like, ugh, not again, no. We don't need wild animals. No. And Jess, she waved. Hi, ducks. She waved. And then they walked home. This is a bridge. A bridge goes over the river. The bridge goes over the river. Bridge. Okay? That is so pretty. And look, there's some birds. A mama bird, baby birds. They say tweet, tweet, birds. The mama bird gives a worm to the baby birds. All right. The end.